Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Istanbul, Turkey. This is the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournaments. And we're going to watch here on game day 3, Australia against Hungary, followed by Argentina against Canada, and wrapping things up tonight, Japan against Turkey. And with 2 game days already done, we have the standings. Australia up at the top, 2-0, followed by 4 countries with 1-1 records. And then Japan still in it, 0-2. But remember, 4 teams will go through to the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup from this group. Australia will be one of them. They've already qualified, so it'll be the next best 3 teams. And as the tournament wears on, we already know that there are many unpredictable things that seem to be happening here. So all bets are off. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Shona Thorburn. And Shona, it is day 3, coming off an off day. And I suppose the team that needed it more with these 2 was Hungary, having really been beaten soundly by Canada in their last game.
Yeah, you said it. They have a tall order here tonight after coming off a big loss to Canada, which we were kind of surprised about heading into that game, especially after their performance on game day 1. What team are we going to see from Hungary tonight? Honestly, they have to bring their A game if they want to give themselves a chance to beat Australia, the number 2 team in the world. Could we also see maybe them planning for the future, knowing this game doesn't matter as much as game day 4 and game day 5? We'll find out.
Well, that'll be games against other teams that they're competing with to get into that final spot, but also if just purely on FIBA ranking, if you were to look at these teams, you know, Australia coming in at number 2 in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Rankings presented by Nike, and Hungary, you know, not too much further down the road, down at, I think it's number 27. No, excuse me, they are 20. And we've seen some good things from Hungary, but we also remember they had that bad taste in their mouth from not qualifying for the Olympics when they hosted that Olympic qualifying tournament before France.
Yeah, that was another one of those tournaments where, I mean, 3 teams from that tournament are playing here in this tournament, Japan and Canada. And well, they lost by 2 in the 4th quarter. Let's be honest, they were up big against Spain, and Spain with a big comeback, helping Canada qualify, and Hungary packing their bags. Not packing their bags, I guess I should say.
Staying there. Okay, teams are on the court now for the national anthems.
The national anthem of Australia.
Okay, exciting times as we get closer to the business end. Australia have done the work even before they came, but they're using this tournament as an opportunity to get better, get ready. I mean, because they freely admit, you know, they're not going to have a better chance than to have so many games and to be with each other for such a short period of time as they will during this week. And for Hungary, they got to come out and play well. Petar Pesic from Serbia, Gao Yiji from China, and Veronika Obertova from Slovakia are the referees for this game. Pesic is the crew chief. And we will get a look at the starting fives, starting with Hungary. Virag Takash-Kish, Deborah Dubé, Dorka Juhas, Reka Lalick, and Yvonne Turner. And Juhas, well, she's great. Dombai, excuse me, Aho, Josipovic. So Aho coming off the bench today. Josipovic, Torok. We were impressed by the youngster, Torok, the other day. Excuse me, Josipovic and Peter Vogie. Kind of wonder if he might give her some more minutes today, depending on how this game goes.
Yeah, I thought she did a great job coming in at the end of the game against Canada. And, well, that's what it's all about, performing and getting more minutes.
Steph Talbot, Alana Smith, Ezzy Magbagor, Sammy Whitcomb, and Alex Wilson in the starting five. Melbourne, Reed, George Borlase, Ayokoso all coming off the bench, and Alex Wilson. Not surprised she's back in the starting five, although I might have been tempted if I was Sandy Brundell to bring off the bench because she was so good coming off the bench in that last game against Japan.
Yeah, I mean, game day 3, she started game day 1, came in off the bench, and I thought she was a difference maker for that Australian team comeback against Japan. Let's not forget, Japan led for about 30-odd minutes of that game, and it was the second unit of Australia that pushed it. We were able to tie it, and then the starters came back home and brought it home.
Although Wilson,
the win, but Wilson
stayed on the court.
was on that lineup at the end. I agree with you, and I like seeing Yvonne Turner in the mix, in the starting lineup.
She
came off the bench.
Yeah.
She had an excellent game day 1 in their win. No one played well for Hungary against Canada, let's be honest. So, you know, it's an opportunity, and I think, you know, there's a reason why Yvonne Turner has a Hungarian passport. Use her. Use her. She's an excellent basketball player. She has a lot of experience.
Yeah, she's too good not to be on the court. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not really who starts but who finishes, but also she's clearly the player that can drive. And, I mean, Aho is good, but I like her coming off the bench. So that's how Vogie has elected, and he could end up doing the same, you know, make a change for the next game as well. And let's talk. We didn't talk about Duel, but how good was she? And she might be an interesting player to watch in the game against Australia. She's been one of the better players. I would actually say that she did play well for Hungary in that last game.
Well, I mean, someone's going to have to step out other than Dorka Juhas. As good of a player as she is, she can't do it on her own. No. She needs her teammates to help her. And, well, Captain Kish, Takash Kish, she's a player who can do it at this level. She has before.
This Australia team, Sammy Whitcomb was excellent in the last game. She was the TISO MVP, but Steph Talbot also hit those crucial three-pointers back-to-back from the corner that really kind of
put them over the edge.
Put them over the edge, and then they couldn't miss from three-point range, having struggled up to that point. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to the Turkish Basketball Development Center on the same hallowed ground of the Abdi Apechi. Now the one of the real centerpieces of Turkish basketball in Istanbul. Australia taking on Hungary, and already the whistle blows and the foul. So free throws for the Opals.
So Sammy known for her outside shooting, but she still has a quick first step, and you got to get out and defend her at the three-point line. Opens up driving lanes, driving angles for her. She was, you mentioned it, I mean, Sammy Whitcomb's the player who kept them around during that game against Japan.
She seems to get better the older she gets, to be honest. I mean, she's
fine wine.
Turner gets it to Takash Kish, who goes back inside, now out. Lalick. Takash Kish off target. Magbagor drives in and misses with that butt attempt. Now quickly up the floor, Lalick.
Dorka missed opportunity, fumbling the ball there underneath. She was in perfect position, and Sammy Whitcomb trying to take away baseline penetration, has to foul Turner.
Turn around, Uhas. Oh, if that had gone in, I just would have stood up and applauded, but it did not. Quickly the other way, Talbot.
I really like this matchup, Uhas and Alana Smith.
Nice little dribble there from Yvonne. Turner. Now you see me, now you don't. Takash Kish. This was the issue in that last game for Hungary, that the points dried up. And Whitcomb gets in and this time does not get a whistle to get her to the line. Ooh. Right idea. I'm not sure who was at fault there, but Alana Smith goes the other way and she is fouled.
Well, Alana Smith, one of the best defenders in the women's game right now, and that's why I like the matchup with Dorka Uhas. Gonna have to go up against a WNBA All-Star defender.
Yeah.
International defender. Alana Smith, she's known for her offense, but it's her defensive game that has separated her and made her one of the best players.
Yeah, that's a real big matchup. Nice play, Alex Smith, but it goes off Magbagor's hands. But the more I watch Smith, the more I like how she plays. She's smart. Maybe that pass could have been reeled in. Maybe it could have been a little bit lower, but the other good thing about Alana Smith is how she can handle the ball. She can put that pressure on that defense, pushing it quickly on the break, which we just saw. Oh, Dubé gets her player, Talbot, off the bench and knocks down the three-pointer. Dubé with her first bucket and Hungary with the lead. Talbot spinning and so it's going to be Hungary basketball. I think Talbot was in a pretty good spot there. Decided to go for it. She hasn't finished well on her first couple of attempts. Here's Lalick, shot clock about to expire, gets it up with the, looked like she went up with her left hand. Now Talbot pushes it quickly to Alana Smith. And again, just further evidence how those Opals like to get out and run. Here's Uhas, had to change her shot with Magbagor in front of her. Alana Smith kind of fades, gets blocked by Takash Kish. So both teams' defenses standing tall. Now, other way. Here comes Ali, little wraparound. Ezzy Magbagor misses the layup. and is fouled on the putback attempt.
Well, it's a fast-paced game right now. The number of opportunities within the first 14 seconds of the shot clock for Australia. I think Hungary just getting lucky because they have missed some easy takes to the basket, which we normally see these Australians make. That time, Ezzy able to follow her miss, and will head to the free throw line as the referees called it on the second shot attempt, not the rebound.
Well, it really is you look back and you remember how that game went last time, and it really felt like Australia heading that fourth quarter were going to go down against Japan, and they just, I guess all that experience came to the fore.
They also have a bench that played 12 players, and like I said, it was the second unit, I thought, for the majority of the game, did a good job keeping Australia around, cutting into that lead a little bit in the fourth.
And the drive no good from Dumbai. Both teams missing some opportunities right at the basket. Ali again missing. Ali Wilson. Aho, nice bounce pass, Takash Kish, and they're not gonna miss that one. It seems like whoever comes off the bench plays better. Wilson from downtown.
Miscommunication there defensively by Hungary, but got lucky as Ali Wilson missing her second three-point shot attempt.
And Hungary just turning it over too cheaply there, trying to get the ball in, and they give up a wide open lane. Boy, Magbegor struggling a little bit, finishing.
Yeah, unusual misses, I guess we could say, by Magbegor. I thought she was well rested when she came back into the game in the fourth quarter against Japan. Coach Brondello and her staff doing a good job with her minutes.
Leylig from downtown. It was just a little long, but Juhas with the rebound. At some point, you would expect Dorka to start getting involved here. She puts it up from deep, just a little long, and the putback attempt by Takash Kish, and she's fouled by Kayla George.
Great job offensive rebounding, and you're rewarded with a trip to the free throw line. First one was Dorka Juhas. She misses her three-point shot attempt. Probably her most open attempt she's had this game, at least. And, well, no surprise, couple substitutions. Ezzy Magbegor missing some shots we don't normally see her miss.
Maybe they're not so easy to make after all. Ayakuso comes into the game, as does Melbourne. And the first one is good from Takash Kish.
Well, low scoring game for both teams. And I think both teams have missed easy layups. We had that missed layup by Dumbai. Whitcomb missed a layup. Ezzy Magbegor has missed a couple. Steph Talbot.
Well, we got 4 Women's World Cup qualifying tournaments going on all over the world. Wuhan, China, they've already had action underway. Lyon are going to be tipping off soon in France, and obviously later today in Puerto Rico, San Juan. So Borlase in the game. And interesting talking points really from all corners. Czechia getting a big win today against Brazil. And that foul called on Ayakosu. So they bounce back from a loss to Mali and win against Brazil. And we saw the Americas teams here on day 2 really stand out, Canada and Argentina.
Big upset, Argentina being Turkey at home.
Turkey. Yeah, one of the bigger.
Yeah.
Borlase, there it is. She's got one of the best shots in this tournament.
Very big fan of Borlase. She had that big game day one. Was a little less efficient.
Well, another turnover. I think Dumbai needs to work on the delivery. Here is a miss, and Varga has it. Over to Leylig. Becca Leylig goes behind the back. She can shoot it. Varga, she gets us open outside. Dorka gets to the baseline, gets bumped by Ayakuso. She just the way she moves, you can see she's special. Look at this.
Well, again, if you're just watching Hungary for the first time, obviously Dorka Uaz, MVP, career high, 35 points on game day 1. She had 13 points the other day, 11 of those coming in the first half, though, as Canada just controlled Hungary for 30 minutes. The last 30 minutes of that game, it was a no contest.
Dombai gets in, nice composed finish. She did raise that right elbow. She's got to be careful. They've been calling fouls.
Maybe a little bit of a push off, but.
Melbourne, beautiful bounce pass. And Ayakuso does not get it to drop. I don't understand with Australia. They're just not finishing at the rim right now, are they? Or at the basket.
You know what? I don't know if their day off was a little bit too relaxed, because they seemed a lot sharper game day 2 than they do right now, I should say.
Well, it's definitely too cold to be outside by the pool, so we know they weren't doing that. Here's Lalick. Nice idea, but left it short. Borlase comes up with the steal. Some of the passes from Hungary don't have enough zip on them. Ayakuso loses the dribble. Lalick picks it up, gets it to Varga. Both teams a little sloppy here on day 3. Alex Fowler, MVP of the FIBA Women's Asia Cup last year, in the game for Australia, number 23. And an offensive foul on, and by the way, Josipovic's in the game, so we're getting to see the youngster, the 18-year-old.
I like this, though. You know, Magbagor is on the bench. Alana Smith is on the bench. Maybe this is the opportunity to I don't want to call it take a risk, but, you know, 5 games in 7 days is this tournament, Jeff. It is a marathon, and you have to use your bench when you see opportunities. And Josipovic, I think this is her opportunity right now, and coach's opportunity to give the youngins some playing time.
I like how you said youngin. Are you from Kentucky? The hills. Here we go.
Well, she does a good job there.
Josipovic.
On-ball defense is able to get back to her matchup.
Her little tete-a-tete with Faith Dutt the other day with Canada was quite interesting, wasn't it? Looking at 2 of the great future prospects.
Yeah.
Gould also in the game. And Borlase off target. Now keep an eye on Gould. She will do a little bit of everything for Hungary. Number 33 into the left corner there.
She's one of the toughest players
she
on
is.
this Hungarian roster. She's not back down.
She's not a player that you want to be guarding you. Dombai has it. Tries to shake free of Borlase. Gets in. All green and gold underneath for the rebound. Really more gold and green. There's Borlase knocking it down.
So talented. We talked about it the other day. I think she is deceivingly athletic. And
Aho just fell down.
I think
turnovers are a problem right now.
Borlase, Melbourne, Alex Fowler. This Australian team has a lot of very talented young players as well. So the future is bright for Australia.
It's funny how you said Melbourne and then went to Melbourne. Because down under, they like to say Melbourne, don't they?
Melbourne.
And we did clarify it with Jade that that's how you pronounce it. She said Melbourne. And Fowler called for the foul on Dubé. Was that invading her cylinder?
Yep.
Oh. It was indeed.
I think she's just a little bit too handsy.
Alex is kind of waiting for her big moment in this tournament, I think. Oh, look at Dubé knocking down a 3. Look at time, she's knocked one down.
We questioned who is going to have to step up other than Dorka Uaz, and right now it's a few of these Hungarian players.
Ayakuso goes to work. Oh, goes old school with the hook shot. That was nice.
That right hand taken away. Good awareness of the one-on-one matchup. She gives up quite a few inches, centimeters.
Varga has to be careful and turns it over. That is the 7th turnover of the first quarter for Hungary. They're on pace for 28. And Kayla George off target. Duel back to Varga. She's doesn't have it, and the whistle blows, and the foul on Kayla George, another box out foul. I've seen more box out fouls in this tournament. Have a look at this. Oh no, that was not a box out foul. That was a.
No, that was actually on Kayla.
She was boxing out, and yeah, Ayakuso kind of yanked her, pulled her behind. Kayla George in there trying to have a conversation with Pezic about what's a foul, what's not. Look at that. They're talking. She did that to me. I think Pezic is one of the better referees that I've seen in this tournament, to be honest.
I don't think we've seen a lot of complaining from players
Not at
either
all.
towards referees. They take an opportunity when they can.
There's our favorite Hungarian fan. He's loud.
He is very loud. He sounds like 100.
Committed. Give him props for that.
Been at every game.
Oh, Takashkish gets it to go down, and it's a 3-point lead for Hungary. And they might get the ball back depending on how this unfolds here on this possession, because there's about a 7-second differential on the game clock and the shot clock.
Well, they're in a
6.5.
matchup,
Ayakuso has it raked out of her hands, and she's fouled, so free throws for.
well, they are going to get the ball back now, but you're also putting Australia to the free throw line.
Ooh. Calling it pretty tight there.
Australia only shooting 67% from the line, though, in their first 2 games. They did not shoot well against Japan on game day 2 from the free throw line.
No, they didn't. I will give you that, Shona.
Thank you.
Ayakuso is at the line, and it's imperative that Hungary box out here.
Well, she averaged about 8 points and 5 rebounds at last year's Asia Cup, playing in her first senior event for them.
So plenty of time, but the question is now, can Hungary avoid the turnover bug, which has been biting them all day long? They got 7 turnovers. Here's Duel. Oh, she goes early and misses, and now is giving Australia enough time to possibly to get down the court. Borlase, look at this. She gets it up, and that's short. You heard footsteps. So, 14-13, Hungary trying to bounce back. So far, so good for them against Australia, who are unbeaten.
It has been a slow game offensively for both these teams. There you see the shooting percentage. Hungary, I should say Dubai has made two 3-pointers for Hungary. And I think the biggest thing you talked about it a little bit, 7 turnovers already for Hungary, plus a poor shooting night. But the difference is Australia not able to take advantage of points off of turnovers. They only have 1 point off of turnovers. So Hungary, in my opinion, have gotten lucky with some of their turnovers, as we get to see Dubé and one of her 3-point shots. That was the first one. And, well, a lot of uncommon misses, or misses that we don't normally see this Australian team typically put up. Maybe a little bit of tiredness, you know, after a day off. Trust me, it was a day off, but I'm sure they were preparing, they were recovering. I'm sure they had a video session. Maybe they might have even had a practice, weights. What I do like, though, is seeing Hungary up 1. I know they've only scored 4 points, but Dorka, you had 0 points so far.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yep, yeah. I think that's a very good thing, and that has to give you a little bit of confidence. Do I think Australia will continue to shoot as poorly as they have in the first half? No. But can Hungary also do a better job on the offensive end? Absolutely.
So scan in the QR code to get Courtside 1891, the app. And you can also log in via the web to watch live streams and extended highlights of FIBA competitions. Sixteen teams will be at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup in Berlin in September. Host Germany, USA, Belgium, Australia, Nigeria. They all know that they're there already.
Yep, but
And
these games still count. Every
for
win
rankings.
at the tournament, if you can win the tournament, it will count towards the rankings for the FIBA Basketball World Cup.
So there is a lot of relevance for Australia and for everybody. But here's Wilson back in, and Sammy misses. Dorky has not able to get the rebound. It's Ayakuso, and that is Ayakuso that I want to see. That is beasting it right there.
Great rebound. Goes up with two red jerseys around her and still able to get the score.
So it's Dubé, Aho, Torok, Juhas, and Dul on the court. Here's Dul. Juhas on the baseline, eager to make her impact. And Dul reaches in and commits the foul.
Yeah, I actually think a lot of times Dul with the two fouls now, Dul does not actually realize her strength sometimes.
Torok with a tough assignment guarding Alana rather.
Alana Smith goes to the fadeaway, has the mismatch, and she's not going to miss those often.
Dubé open, knocks it down. She's feeling it. She has in the past for Hungary and also for playing professionally in the EuroLeague Women really gotten hot. So she picked a good time to do that.
A lot of experience. She's a veteran. She's captained her.
Oh, look at Dul. Look at that. Excellent work by Dul. Oh, didn't go off Wilson.
Has captained her Gior team, like you said, playing in EuroLeague as well. I think is your hair a part of your body? I mean, I know it's a part of your body. Well, not you so much, but.
Well, did you? Let's still go there. Wilson. This is from the sideline, from the baseline, and Dubé does a good job to get it to Turner. Maybe Turner's creativity can get her some shots here in the lane.
Well, quiet first half for Turner. Aho did a great job, though, coming in off the bench for Hungary.
Lele. Oh, I thought she was going to launch it. Back to Dubé. She's as hot as a firecracker, but has to put up a prayer. And Volge wants a timeout. Needs to make an adjustment. Alana. Borlase deep. And look at Ayakuso, just a different player the last few minutes. With her rebounding.
She's slow to get up, though, and let's take a look. So it's a rebound. She's had two beasting rebounds. I'm not sure if she was hit in the face, but she's very slow to get up.
Yeah, I think it was the face.
Maybe took one to the nose a little bit. Looks like she's going to stay in there and shoot her free throws, though.
Okay, Hungary a little bit out of sync on that last offensive possession, and coach is calling a timeout. No. Hopefully she's okay. Shona, as we have the coaches mic'd up during the huddles, I think we're going to go down and listen to Coach Peter Volke.
Lendületből nézzük meg ezt, nézzük meg a sarkot, kontrabetörés, stb. Oké? Hé, sit down. Lepattanó, nem van ez a két mamelú, Ágnes kúrva be, megkapja a Smith, akkor használd el a falutot. Ne készül. Hé, szendvics be a lepattanónál. Te, menjetek be. 2-3.
Hungary still struggling to score in this game. And so are Australia, but that is the second offensive rebound. Her first one was an offensive rebound and a beast putback. This time she's going to go to the free throw line. So Australia giving themselves...
Still holding her nose, though, like that really...
I think she's going to come out, though, after these free throws.
Maybe get some ice.
Blame the nose.
Yeah, you can see her eyes are watering as well. Does a great job of focusing for that second. Magbagor will come back in for her. That was probably the best spell of play that we've seen from Ayatuso.
Yeah, I agree. Still early in the tournament. She also went in a lot earlier than she has and played more minutes consecutively.
Dubé gets open.
Oh, I like that little system, Dubé. She's already hit few three-pointers, I should say, here today. 3 of them. Run a system for her out of the timeout. As you see the three-point shooting, all 3 makes by Hungary, coming from the veteran Dubé.
Oh, look at that. Wickham got the baseline. Nobody stepped over.
Lost her defender, too, on that closeout.
Australia with a 3-point advantage over Hungary. Lalick back outside. Turner didn't want to shoot the 3. Oh, nice move, Lalick. And a whistle.
Great up and under.
And Alana Smith needs to be careful with the reaction, whether she's right or wrong. Watch this.
Well, you said it. I think it's a point of emphasis by the referees, the kind of contact that you make on the rebound, especially your box out, defensive box out.
Nice pass to Juhas, but Australia had it covered. And again, just a charge turn. They're trying to get Juhas going now.
Yeah. She
but
needs to get some touches. But Australia just so good defensively.
I just wonder if Juhas was supposed to be cutting to the basket there, because she stepped back and made it an easy interception. It's a chess match. Shona. Right now, a lot of pieces still on the board. Australia trying to play a little faster. Wickham, old reliable. She knocks it down.
Well, Sammy on her way to another big performance for Australia. She's basically taking off where she finished against Japan.
Juhas gets it now, has to get rid of it. Oh, telegraphed it, and Wilson just, look at that. Nice handoff by Whitcomb, and the foul on Torok.
It's going to be Torok's third personal foul, I think, if it does go against her.
Got to give Australia credit. I mean, on the defensive end, they've been really good.
Yes. Yeah, I think the game plan is to switch defensively when you need to, and they're doing that with such precision that the switch isn't open. And they're also denying first pass away, like on that last possession where Allie Wilson comes up with the steal. And Reed now giving Allie Wilson a little bit of a breather.
This is a similar point in the game where Japan 2 days ago, they fell behind and they were able to make a run. But look at that, another telegraph pass. Whitcomb read it. And Hungary are shooting themselves in the foot. Great play by the Opals defense yet again. But that was telegraphed.
Yeah, that was very much telegraphed. But turnovers, a very big issue for Hungary as they are now down 9 points and they already have 17 turnovers.
Ezt a pick and roll. A 4-es közben kimegy, ott a shootja, használtok ezt a területet, mélységbe, és nyissátok ki a spacinget, lehessen ide, hogyha egy passzon segítenek, akkor ide passzol. Jó? 3 oldal, de keményebb blokkok kellnek. Szeretném megkérdezni, hogy a Horse-ba miért nincsen Spanish? Állandóan, aki itt van, ennek ez indul el, hát ennek már befele kell jönni. És mire itt elkezdődik, a Spanishből egyszer megcsináltuk, ajtóblok oldok. Hány pontunk van? 4 bónusz, okosak, faltolni kell faltoljuk. Ne pattanó, gyerekek, ne pattanó, ez jó. 2-3.
So, yeah, we saw the statistics pop up there on your screen, and just want to explain the difference between turnovers and steals for you, because if a turnover is every time you turn the ball over, you give it to the other team, so you could have thrown the ball out of bounds. But the difference between just turnovers and steals, so 8 steals for Australia means that they have come up with the ball. So it hasn't gone out of bounds, it hasn't been a moving screen or something like that offensively. It's the play was not stopped, and they've basically given the ball to Australia 8. I don't want to say given. Australia has played good defense and come up with the ball instead of just forcing a turnover.
And we said it was a good thing that US hadn't scored in the first quarter because it showed how good Hungary were. But now, I'm not so sure it is a good thing because she still hasn't scored and they need her.
Yeah, well, she's on the bench now.
And also Hungary, coming out of the timeout, have turned it over once again. There's 11 turnovers.
Absolutely not what you want to see after a timeout if you're a coach.
Anna Smith getting in, missing. You know, I look at Duhas and I look at Turner as 2 players that could, I mean, maybe Turner's part of the answer here. Just to try to break him down with a dribble, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Let her try and do it on her own, either create for herself or create for her teammates. Because 11 turnovers, we still have 4:45. Zelena Smith is going to come out. Took a little bit of a risk on that one and was called for it.
She has words with the referee.
She's getting a little frustrated.
She's getting a little feisty, but she's like this all the time. I think you maybe have to have that to play at your maximum. And here's a bump from Stephanie Reed.
Just holding Turner as she was coming off of that on-ball screen up top. I agree. I kind of think Yvonne Turner needs to take over a little bit more.
Dunbar from 3!
But the ball was in Turner's hands, and she's the one who found Dunbar open. Obviously, big shot by Dunbar.
And Whitcomb has the answer.
I mean,
yeah, we know Sammy. She's like holding up her 3 fingers. We know what's going on.
But defensively, I don't think you can ever go under a screen that low against Sammy Whitcomb.
Nice drive. That's what I'm talking about. Bogie looking for a foul there as well. Didn't get it. Here's Reed. Pass to Magbagor, not there. Talbot. Borlase getting ready to come back in on the next dead ball. Kayla George has it knocked away. Now Turner quickly zigzagging her way back outside. Dubé for three, and that was short. Well, that was the right idea.
Yeah, I think it was a good look.
Magbagor takes it all the way and is fouled. Well, that's a 5-point swing. I mean, unfortunately, or 6-point swing. Unfortunately, Turner at the other end maybe could have taken that shot instead of passing it back out.
I think it is very rare, though, as we get to see the highlight of Ezi Magbagor having your five, your center, bring up the ball. Okay, she caught it just after half and able to attack with her offhand, keep the ball high. Just her athleticism and her skill set for her size has separated her, and in my opinion, made her one of the best centers in the international game.
Yeah, she's added some smooth to her game. Here's Dunbar, puts her head down, drives in, and Takash Kish with the putback. So clearly the message has come to Hungary. We need to attack the basket because we've seen it now 3 times in a row, whether it's been Turner or Dumbai. Talbot.
Oh.
And Reed knocks it away. Uhaston, or rather Varga knocks it away. Or no, excuse me, that is Toman. And Varga puts up a 3 and makes it. That's back to a 5-point game. So Toman getting some minutes here.
Nice run by Hungary, and now Coach Sandy Brondello wants to talk about it as they've cut the lead back to 2 possessions. I like it, though. They were aggressive attacking the basket, like you mentioned, while also still not shying away from their outside shots because they haven't shot the ball that badly from 3.
Now, any kind of pick and roll, they're staying at home, aren't they? Okay, so let's get some more pinch action, some split action. Space the ball, keep the ball in the middle. Okay, keep the ball in the middle. And then, yeah, pistol's great for us. It could be a give it back, you can go screen it, you can flare it, and then we stay spaced. Stop cutting now, just stay spaced until their head turns. Okay, defensively, come on, we've got 3 minutes here. Possession game. Let's get 3 stops and score. And if we don't have anything, the early drag was good. They go under, we can rescreen and play out of it. If Taylor pops, we're going to die. Next action, okay? DHO, come on, I'm down. I'm something, let me see.
Shona, you can understand. I mean, you know, sometimes you watch Australia against the opponents here, and they just look like, man, they're just going to run away with this. But then they come into some issues, and it's a perfect example why this is so valuable for them, because they need to go back, push the reset button, talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, and it could be that Hungary does not make the World Cup. I don't know, but this is a high-level team.
Yeah. This is a high-level team that was 2 points away from playing in the Paris 2024 Olympics, this Hungarian team. And I really believe that the Hungarian Federation also, like, they've invested in this group of players, and they expect and believe that they have the talent to be able to qualify for a World Cup.
Well, certainly the way they opened up on day 1, getting that big win. Oh, nice defense from Aho, and then quickly to the ball, Virat. She gets it back to Toman. Oh, and Toman fouled by Melbourne. Jade Melbourne never likes the foul.
Melbourne is another one of those who I think doesn't know her strength sometimes.
Yeah, she got her in the face. Dumbai pulls up. Much better from Hungary. It's been a very difficult first half for them, but they have given themselves a shot in the arm here with their last play, the last few minutes. Here's Dumbai for 3. That's short. Melbourne quickly up the floor to Borlase. Borlase swings it over to Talbot. George fumbles it, gets it to Borlase. Borlase goes in. We get to Magbagor for 3. That's more like it for Ezi Magbagor.
I mean, this was a center who the last time she scored, she catched it at half, took it all the way, got fouled, and then steps out and knocks down a 3. So talented.
Josipovic in the game as well. Here's Aho. Aho open. Yes! The 3 is good.
I do think the way the game has progressed in recent years, all 5 players, no matter your position, are very much capable of shooting 3s now.
2-3 zone for Hungary. Get to Ezi Magbagor.
Yeah. Can't let her face cut against you, especially in a zone. 9 points already for her, so Magbagor and Whitcomb getting it done on the offensive end for the Opals.
Yeah, Magbagor coming to life in the final minute. Dombaj gets it, and nice release from Josipovic, the 18-year-old.
Keeps the ball high, catches, goes up right away with her left hand.
An offensive foul gives it back. And Josipovic has only just turned 18. She turned 18 on January 2nd. I mean, just, a couple months ago, but still.
Got to be one of the youngest players in this tournament, especially our group, but.
1.96 meters in height, 6'5". I mean, she's the type of player that can play at the under-18s, at the under-19s, for the senior team.
Yeah.
There's been a few of those over the years.
There has.
Lele goes behind the back now, goes inside, and a reach called. She's crafty, Reka Lele. How she kind of looks like she's gonna go in, then she comes back out. Look at this, she goes in.
Yeah.
Okay, this time she goes in, then she goes back out, then she goes back in.
Another one of those veterans for Hungary, though, who has been around, played a lot of EuroLeague competition, FIBA EuroLeague.
Oh, the second one rims out, so it's a 4-point game. Australia can quite possibly have this last possession. There's only about a 4-second differential, and that's what they're going to try to do. Okay, they run the play. Borlase, Melbourne. Whitcomb flash to the middle now. Magbagor has it. Melbourne looks like she's going to have to launch it, and look at that as he gets it up in time. Boy, talk about incredible last play for Australia. And Ezi Magbagor knocks down her second 3. She gets hot. 8 points right near the end of the quarter, and Australia go up 40-33 on Hungary.
Shooting percentages, Hungary doing a little bit better, shooting the ball well from 3-point range. And Australia, it took them a while to get their percentages up at that level, as Hungary outbeating Australia, which not what we would have maybe thought heading into the game. I think the biggest issue is we get to see the top scorers. Dubai, 9 of those, 9 points, all coming from 3-point range. Magbagor, 12 points. Whitcomb with 12. Magbagor had 9 until that last second 3-point shot. And Jeff, I mean, Hungary needs to figure out a way to take care of the ball. They have 11 turnovers already. They're well on their way to.
Well, they did have less in the second quarter. They had 7.
Halfway through the second quarter, yeah.
So, but, impressively, they battled their way back, and that really is, for them, annoying to see Magbagor get that last shot because, but full credit to Australia.
I mean, I don't think Australia have taken advantage of all of the steals that they have come up with. They are only 7 points, so good job, Hungary, either getting back defensively or, well, then again, I think Australia missed a lot of easy shots that we're used to seeing them knock down. They do have 11 fast break points, though, and I would say 7 of those come off of the turnovers, so Hungary has a slight edge on the offensive glass. as they have 6 points. Australia has 4, and Ayokoso has all 4 of those. So Hungary's done a good job boxing out and not giving Australia opportunities to score after their own missed shots. And, well, honestly, with the way that Hungary has shot and turned the ball over to be down 7 at halftime, and the other big factor, Dorka Uaz.
0 points.
0
That's
points.
incredible.
So
I would not have
Hungary-
thought that was possible.
No, me neither. She hasn't attempted many shots either, though, but Hungary have to believe that other people can step up, they can get it done. Imagine Dorka having a big second half with her teammates. They're going to give this Australian team a run for their money.
This isn't a moment. It's a time unlike any before.
It's not a request, not a maybe, not a someday.
This is now. Feel our presence, built on strength
And drive, not rising. We are arriving, not hoping, but owning.
This isn't a moment, it's movement. Constant, relentless.
Every cut, every pass, every shot. Earned.
Taken. Undeniable. The future, it's already here.
forged in sweat,
Ruled by queens.
When we move, the whole game shifts.
And we're unstoppable in all directions. We own the game.
Nice little hesitation, kicks it out. Spin move, and is rejected from Beswar.
As Team USA comes back the other way, looking to punish. Caitlin Clark pulls up from deep. And those are the Caitlin Clark logo threes we're used to seeing when she's in rhythm.
Here's Talbot. She just hit the 2 biggest threes of the game. Now Whitcomb gets up a 3. Can you believe it? They have hit 4 in a row. Unbelievable.
And
how this thing
three
changes.
different players, so.
Pellington, open from the elbow, misses on now the steal from Pellington. Look at this. And then the turnover, and Duel comes from behind and gets the block. I don't think that Alexander knew she was coming, or maybe she would have hesitated.
AI completely airballs, but Johanna saves it and passes it directly to Malonga.
Deng, energized by knocking down the shot, ran into a big block there from Cardoso. Hit the deck hard as well.
Here she is in transition. A nice pass into Tyra Melendez. One court vision from Pamela Rosado as Melendez runs full speed ahead. Xander Lucini pulls it back out, 7 on the shot clock. Pulls up from 3 with a player in her face, and just like that, the and one opportunity from 3 for a 4-point play. I cannot say enough good things about her. .22-point game. It's knocked out of Pagan's hands. Here's Monique Billings and Angel Reese. Angel Reese on the left-hand side is blocked by Amani McGee Stafford. That's a momentum swinger right there.
Uzawa, they got to get the shot up. And she gets it up just in the nick of time, and she banks it in. Incredible.
I think it's going to count.
It is. Wow.
And, well,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Easily out of her hands.
How many times are we going to see this? Baseline. Are you kidding me? Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
I'll go attacks to close out. Beat Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
Deborah Dubé with 9 points, having made 3 threes and sparking Hungary today as they go after their second win of this FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament. They got the win on opening day against Japan, but then slumped to a heavy defeat against against Canada on game day 2. So now they're facing really the favorites in this group, Australia, the #2 team in the FIBA Women's World Ranking presented by Nike, and have really done well. You know, in Australia, to be fair, they've been in games. All of their games so far have been really tight until the very end.
Yeah, I think they have shown a little bit of weakness in certain areas of their game, and consistency throughout 40 minutes has to be one of them for Australia. So do I think they could pull it off by the end of the game? Yeah, because they've proven it now 2 games in a row, and they also have a bench of 12 players, and they have a player and a captain like Sammy Whitcomb. So 12 points for her already. She was the TCL player of the game against Japan, and, you know, was getting it done offensively all game long against Japan, and she has left off where she ended on game day 2. And, well, Australia, with the amount of turnovers they have forced Hungary into, kind of surprising they're not up by a little more. But I think the biggest surprise for me is that Hungary is only trailing by 7 when their all-star, Dorka Uaz, having 0 points.
And it just kind of also illustrates, I guess, going up in that, you know, maybe it was easier for Dorka to score against Japan and also against Canada. And Australia, maybe pay a little bit of tribute to the Australian defense, because they obviously identified her at the very beginning. When she touches it, jump to her,
I think
help.
Anyone who Alana Smith is assigned to defend shows you what kind of a player you are offensively if she has your assignment. But they need to get her going. But getting her going doesn't mean to take away from what the other players have done, because we mentioned it heading into this game. Uaz needs help scoring, and now her teammates have stepped up, but she needs to start to contribute without losing the scoring of her teammates around as well. So it'll be interesting what they're going to do in the second half offensively. How do you get Dorka Uaz more touches with an Australian team that is so strong defensively?
And remember, it's game day 3, so no matter what happens today for Hungary, it doesn't matter. They're going to have to come out and, I mean, they get a win today, and they are really sitting pretty in this tournament. But they don't get a win, they still got their chances.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm not sure. I think everyone would love to knock off the #2 team in the world and get a win over them. But I don't want to say there's more important games, because I think every game that you play on that day is the most important game until the next one arrives. At some point, the staff, though, have to think about the future, because if Hungary lose tonight, let's say it happens today, they still have 1 win, and they have 2 interesting games coming up on game day 4 and game day 5 that will become must-wins.
Yeah,
this isn't the must-win
right.
game for them in the tournament.
No, so they'll still have Türkiye to play. And who's the other team that they're playing? It's just double check real quick. Their last game will be against Türkiye, and then they'll play Argentina before that. So those are, you would think, very winnable games, both of them.
Well, I don't think anything is very winnable with the way that this group is, but I know what you're saying.
It's you can have a win or a loss.
Yes.
Equal.
Yeah.
50-50 going in. Maybe
Absolutely.
That's the best way to put it.
And I've said it since game day 1, Jeff, this group in the 3 other qualifiers, to me, is the most competitive. It is the group of death, and it is so equal with all 6 of these teams that it is going to come down to game day 5, and you and I having to do some calculations. Good thing we have a
calculator.
We have a calculator. We also have some of our FIBA colleagues as well who can help us with predictions and permutations, because that's what it's going to come down to game day 5. I'm sure of it. We know Australia is already qualified.
Yeah.
That much we know. We calculated that.
They won the FIBA Women's Asia Cup, so the heavy lifting for them has been done. And hello, we see you there. Thanks for coming from Australia to watch this. Yes, yes, we know you're from Australia.
Oh, she's like, Mom, you're embarrassing me.
We're in the Turkish Basketball Development Center. Used to be the Abdi Apeçi. They basically left some of the Abdi Apeçi, but did a lot of work on this place. It's incredible. Scan in the QR code to get courtside 1891, the app in your phone, or you can also log in via the web to watch live streaming of FIBA games. Great way to keep up with international basketball for sure. And Australia trying to come out with a little bit of fire. Hungary, a steely concentration. Dorka Juhas wanting to come out and get involved. She's got no points. It's Hungary that start with that first possession now, attacking the basket to the right, wearing that Hungarian red, going up against the green and gold.
Both teams with an adjustment compared to the start of the game, who they're starting here in the 3rd quarter. And another turnover, though. And another great read by Alana Smith and Australia.
She just is defensively at a different level. And she just gets her hands up to get that steal.
I really like this, though. The 21-year-old Borlée is getting a start here in the 3rd quarter for Australia. And Aho rewarded after her good first half.
Ball goes off of Aho and out of bounds. Yeah, it kind of felt like the end of the first half didn't come at a good time for Hungary, because they had all the momentum, and it's a challenge to maintain that after a break.
Yeah, 15-minute break.
Interesting that Toman is getting the start here in the 2nd half for Hungary.
Played very limited minutes in the first 2 games.
Look at Wickham. Great defense by Lalick. Great move by Wickham. I think she thought she had a layup. She just read that so nice. But then Lalick gets the stop in the end.
Good use of her hands. It's almost as though she lost the ball on the way up.
Aho And gets the layup. She read it beautifully.
Yeah, great job there by Aho, but they're so worried about the pick and pop with UAS, so I like that little set by Coach Volji.
Oh, Borlase does not get it to fall, but at least Australia retained possession. McBagor gets it. Now Alana Smith goes up with the left hand.
Yeah, and Aho doesn't want to take a foul.
That's just a great finish by Alana Smith.
Yeah.
Wow.
Her offhand.
Lalick. Takash Virag. Borlase again drives in, and this time
trying to force it a little bit too much with her drives on the last couple of possessions here.
Takash Virag going right at Wilson, and the foul called.
There's awareness there by Takash Kish and her teammates that she's the one that has the mismatch.
It was McBagor with the foul.
Yeah, I think it was a reach in by McBagor trying to help out the smaller Allie Wilson.
So she has the only foul trouble for Australia is Kayla George with 3. Nobody has 3 fouls in this Hungarian team. And they're hanging around right now. Takash Kish makes both.
She's had good moments. I just think she can do a lot more for this team, especially offensively.
Wickham drifting in, back outside to McBagor, who goes in, goes to the left hand, gets blocked, gets it back, puts it up and in. Wow.
You play great defense, you get a block about Ezzy McBagor. She stays with it and is still able to score, Jeff.
12 points for Ezzy McBagor. Second foul on McBagor. Trying to keep UHAS out of the lane.
It's only her second foul. And a good quick call there by the referee. Still trying to get touches to UAS. This time they get it in.
Goes right back out to Aho. Now she catches it down low. Oh.
That time, that's a foul by Allie Wilson. She puts her hand up.
Hungarian fans appealing for an unsportsmanlike.
Well, she's going to go to the free throw line, and this might be a good place for UAS to find her rhythm. I mean, coaches always tell you, if you're going to foul, make sure you foul hard enough that they don't have an and one. And I think that was a perfect example. It wasn't dirty. It was a hard foul, yes. But she wanted to make sure that she was going to prevent the ball from going up.
You can see that UHAS feeling it a little bit with the right hand. Only makes one of the two. And it goes, UHAS comes to help. Wilson back down low to Smith. Gets it to Borlase to the right corner. Oh, and Lina Smith challenging with the rebound, comes over Toman and knocks it out of, or gets her to go off of her and out of bounds. UHAS goes out. I think her hand's hurt and she needs to get some treatment. Yeah,
she was kind of shaking it right when she was at the free throw line. Maybe her thumb.
Yeah, I didn't think it was because of the foul though. But anyway, here is Australia again. Wilson takes it in. Torak comes in as the replacement. Magbagor drives in, follows up, misses everything. Magbagor, even on that miss, though, you can understand how she is almost the only person that's going to stop Magbagor is Magbagor.
It's Magbagor, yeah.
I mean, she's just like, she can do what she wants.
She had a couple rare misses in that first quarter. So, yeah, we see you as icing. I think it's her thumb on her shooting hand. So
nice move, Lalick. Looks like Magbagor's limping as well. She's going to have to come out.
Yeah.
Good defense. I think it was Whitcomb got the deflection. And Alana Smith drives in, gets it back. Nice spin, Magbagor. Oh. And Whitcomb gets it up. Just a little short this time.
And Magbagor might want to take a foul so they can sub.
Yeah.
Well, she took a foul. Nothing about it was intentionally trying to hurt Lalick, but she needs to get out. You saw her limping the last couple trips down the floor. And yeah, she reached for the ball and then accidentally just kind of clipped her with her hip. So I think Ezzy Magbagor is going to get checked out by the medical staff. And I'm not quite sure. It looks like her knee.
Yeah. Oh, it's her knee, not her ankle.
Oh, you thought it was an ankle?
I thought it was her foot, but yeah. Anyway, we'll see. Here's Aho. Hungary looking for some inspiration from somebody. Aho gets it. Yeah, nice drive.
Yeah.
Takash Viraga. She had the move, but then not able to capitalize, and that strong play by Ayakuso continues for Australia. Whitcomb from deep. Too long. Lalick got a push. Torok. Good rebound, Toman. Back outside. Aho for three. And the ball goes off of Torok. And now Steph Talbot.
Steph Talbot looks like she took one in the eye. I didn't see the action as Bibby checking into the game for Talbot. Let's take a. Well, no, she's already over in the corner on the right-hand side, so.
She's had her share of injuries, hasn't she?
Maybe it might have just been a finger roll. We have Steph Talbot and Ezzy Magbagor both getting treated on the bench.
And we had Ayakosu get popped in the nose earlier.
Yeah. Well, whoever says basketball is not physical has never played the game at a high level.
Ayakosu backing up. Josipovic whips it to the corner. Bibby, she's a good shooter, but coming off the bench, misses. Done by. Hungary need to remember they started having success by driving to the basket. Josipovic rolls. Torok. Oh, nice handoff right at the end, and Josipovic misses the shot. That was a great play.
Yeah, Torok, Josipovic, great action, both of them.
Alana Smith fouled by Toman. Well, she was definitely fouled by Toman.
She was held a little bit. But, I mean, the referee saw it right away. I don't know if they're thinking of looking at this and possibly upgrading it because maybe they think it wasn't a play on the ball. And there was the action where Steph Talbot looked like she got hit in the eye. She is icing it on the bench right now.
They're going to look at it. Yeah, they're going to look at this to see if it's a possible unsportsmanlike on Toman. It's definitely not an act of violence. I think it's more of just a possible upgrade to not playing the ball unsportsmanlike. I don't think so. No. Not going to be called. Be surprised. I miss hearing our referees. Well, she's got her arm around her there, but
I don't think it's an act of violence.
No.
Can you say it was a play on the ball? Sort of. I mean,
yeah, I don't think they're going to call it.
for me.
Well, that actually
when
when she yanks her, yeah, they might call it from that. Yanking down her right.
I really wish we could hear the referees because they do a lot better job than you and I trying to explain something or a call that they're making.
Yes, thanks for that vote of confidence. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. You're right. It takes us like 5 times to see, oh, that's what they're looking at. So it's definitely on the right arm. My guess is that they're going to call this.
They're going to upgrade it?
Yeah, because the way she yanked on her right arm. But let's see.
So you think it'll be 2 free throws and the ball for Australia. That could be a momentum changer with 4:15 left in the third quarter. And yeah.
They call it.
Good job, Jeff.
Thank you.
I should not have doubted you. I'm sorry. Well, fans behind us don't like the call.
And they do have the benefit of the replay, so I think it's more of a case of.
Yeah.
But they just don't want to see Australia stretch their lead, which they're going to if Smith can make a couple of free throws. Australia are 8 of 11 at the line today. And Alana Smith is 1 of 2. Now make it 2 of 3. So she
hasn't shot a lot of free throws in this tournament. Only averages about 1 a game. She is averaging her normal almost double-double, 8 points, 8 rebounds.
I like the
combined.
process. I like the process now on a play like that where first the referees huddle up, and then they're like, maybe we should just go check this out. You definitely don't like it if it's going to be your team. Oh, my goodness. What a play from Alana Smith. And this could be a 5-point trip down the floor for the Opals.
Yeah. And I mentioned it. I said if it happens to become an upgrade, this could be a huge momentum changer with 4:15 left in the third. And Alana Smith makes her 2 free throws. They go right back to her. She has a mismatch with Torek trying to defend her, gets the and 1. And you said it, a 5-point swing on a single possession.
Vogel's so upset that he tried to challenge. He's not allowed to. Oh, and Bibby out-hustled Josipovic to the basketball.
Well, we said it could be a 5-point swing.
Could be
it could
a 6
actually be a,
or a 7.
Well, they got very lucky.
I think if Vogel were to watch that again, he would understand why that was called, sportsmanlike. That was frustrating, but that's just the way it is. Here's Dool. Well, that's an interesting battle, Dool and Melbourne.
Someone's going to come up with a black eye.
Oh, look at Wickham, almost picked. Done by. He tries to get it to Josipovic. And Josipovic, she's either going to have to really be strong in there, or she's going to have to come out. And I've got a feeling she might be coming out. Nope, she's going to stay in. This is her opportunity where she can help. I don't know if she should have had that or not.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nice read by Australia getting a tip on it, but I agree with you. She needs to go get that ball with 2 hands. I think it was a good pass. She should have had it.
Turner back in the game. Dunbar gets it up. Really, for the majority of this game, the most success that Hungary have had has been when they've been driving to the basket. And they've gotten away from it a little bit. Iokosu gets down, goes up against Josipovic. And Josipovic called for the foul, 2 free throws. She definitely lowered her arms. And with Dorka Juhas on the bench right now with 3:15 remaining, there has to be an element of, I need to give her rest. because of, A, she's not scoring. She's not able to operate, and maybe I need to rest her for the next 2 games.
Yeah, you know, we talked about that a little bit in the first half. I said, yeah, getting a win over Australia would be great. I mean, 2 wins heading into game day 4. But at the same time, getting a win over Australia is a tall order. It's going to be very, very difficult. And the next 2 games are going to be the most important games for Hungary. And I think we're seeing Coach Vogel.
Josipovic has just bowled over Melbourne. And I think her youth and inexperience has been exposed a little bit here.
I do really like that she's getting an opportunity to play, as she just think she wanted to set a screen. Maybe she can blame her teammate a little bit there. Yvonne Turner taking off before Josipovic was set. As well, we have a timeout by Hungary, as this is starting to get away with them, and it happened all with the unsportsmanlike foul, in my opinion.
Yeah, it did. They were doing well just to kind of really keep it there, and they had a chance, and it's just basically Australia have doubled their lead after that.
Yeah.
Oké, próbáljuk egy kicsit türelmesebben, hogy hibázzanak védekezésbe, oldalváltásból dolgozni. Le lehet játszani. Például egyszer is csináltuk még meg. Megvan a 3 oldal, abból cselezzük meg, hozzuk rá, és abból nyissuk ki, és abból mehet le, és ebből mélységbe tudsz leválni. Jó? Nézzük meg a fist fort, hogyha bizonytalan vagy. Meg lehet próbálni megint a hosszút, mert ebben a negyedben szerintem még nem játszottuk. Csak legyen meg kurva erősen a spenés, vagy abból a pindán, hogyha mélységbe elmegy a centerük, jó? Hé, gyere! 2-3.
I think overall, Shona, though, I'm really encouraged by this display by Hungary today. Watching this makes me believe in them more.
Right.
About getting to the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, they are in the toughest group, though, and I do like the way that they rebounded after that defeat to Canada, because it was just for 40 minutes, it was difficult for them. So I think they've put up a good fight for 27 minutes. There's still 13 minutes left. Australia haven't shot the ball well, as we get to see Steph there icing what looks like her eye, Steph Talbot. And still a lot of game left to play. I do think Hungary, Coach Vogel and his staff are thinking about game day 4 and game day 5.
Although UHAS has come back into the game.
She still needs to play. She's not just going to rest.
Yeah. I still think they got a chance here. They got to really just knuckle down. Melbourne drives in, and Iokosu and Alana Smith. Now, if they give up rebounds like that, they're not. Oh, look at Chloe B. Nice drive. Nice finish! Number 55.
Has played limited minutes for Coach Brondello, but has been very efficient every time she's stepped onto the court for Australia.
Turner does not hesitate this time, but misses everything. And now it does start to feel like it's getting away from Hungary a little bit here. They need a stop in a bad way, in a big way. Melbourne, good movement from Australia, has it knocked away. Oh, and now
that could almost
now
be
they're
called
asking
unsportsmanlike.
Well, definitely Dombai was going down like she wanted it to be called. Watch this.
She tips the ball on Melbourne. For me, she held her. I think you can upgrade that.
Well, he can challenge it.
He could challenge it. He could use his challenge.
Why don't they challenge? That's the perfect chance. Because also it happened right in front of him.
Yeah.
Dombai into UHAS, back outside, duel for 3. Yes! That's belief in the system there. If you get it to UHAS and she doesn't go up and she passes out the duel.
But even when UHAS isn't scoring, she's going to take many defenders with her. Oh, nice give and go.
She does, and you got to punish him for that. Smith with the miss. Duel. Always seems to be about this part of the game where she starts to make an impact. Down to Juhas. Chloe Bibby guarding her. Turner for three. Yeah! Way off. I thought that was on line.
That went in, didn't you?
Now quickly down the floor, and it goes off Smith's hands.
Well, Turner has been left open, but not able to make Australia pay with her outside shooting. I do think when she's aggressive, getting to the basket, if it's not for her, she does a good job finding open teammates. So maybe she doesn't need to necessarily settle as much as she has the last couple possessions on her outside shots.
Oh, don't buy. And Wilson getting in there. That was cylinder action. Tombai has been involved in a couple of situations. Seeing a little bit of Hungarian feistiness.
We've seen it every game, though.
We have, from the Hungarians?
Dole is not going to back down to anyone.
No, she's like, when you have somebody that you want to shut down, Dole.
Yeah, Dole, go ahead. Frustrate this player. Well, same thing that they have done majority of the game after a free throw, heading into a 2-3 zone.
So we were just thinking that it was about ready to get out of hand, and here is Hungary coming back, but they're giving up another rebound. Ayakuso goes right up against Juhas, now passes outside to Wilson. Good play!
Wilson seeing her first three-point bucket tonight go in.
All after the offensive rebound.
Well, one of the most difficult things is getting the rebound when you're in a zone defense. And Hungary not able to do it.
Juhas finally gets her feet set, and it's short. Well, she's had a career high in this tournament. She might be about to have a career low. Here comes Alex Wilson. And there she is, Allie Wilson with another bucket, and the lead goes back to 14.
5 consecutive points for Allie Wilson to end the third quarter. As Hungary made a little bit of a run.
Only to be repelled once again.
Exactly.
57-43, Australia on top, 10 minutes remaining.
Well, Australia not doing a great job shooting the three ball. They're only 28%, 5 of 18, but they are getting it done, scoring in different ways from the free throw line, 2-point range. Not bad, 43%. This hasn't been a stellar offensive game as far as shooting goes for Australia, and they're still up 14 on Hungary. And said it, I think that unsportsmanship foul going against Hungary there midway through the third
was costly.
Was very costly. And basketball is about a game of runs, and Australia have had more runs, longer runs than Hungary have. And we still have 10 minutes left of basketball. We've talked about points differential. I think Australia have a very good chance of winning this tournament, finishing first. If they beat everyone, it's fine. It's better for you, kind of, if Australia beats everyone.
Yeah, it's better. It's better for all those that are chasing.
Exactly. Well, we do have 5 teams with a win, at least a win or 2. Australia with 2.
Scan the QR code to get Courtside 1891 app, or log in via the web to watch live streams and extended highlights of FIBA competitions.
Right now, Japan is the only team that hasn't won, and you feel like they're going to get it real soon. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow.
Well, I know for a fact they believe in their chances. They believe that also their conditioning will become a factor as this tournament now gets into the latter stages. Fatigue can tend to set in. It's part of it. Wilson And look, it was Duel that she gave a mean look at. Watch this.
Duel trying to go for the reach. Right
nothing dirty about that.
No, nothing dirty. She was going for the ball as well. Wilson to the free throw line for Australia.
Wilson looks like one of the freshest players out there, and it just makes me remember her playing in the 3x3 at the Olympics, how that's an exhausting sport. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And she was out there.
You have to have a high cardio.
This almost looks like a walk in the park by comparison, to be honest, for her.
I mean, Wilson, one of her best WNBL seasons this past season.
Another turnover. Just not quite as sharp as they need to be. And it's, for whatever reason today with Dorka Uhas, it is not working.
No. I don't know.
You ever
if
encounter
it's
that with your
fatigue.
players when you coached at Lawns?
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes.
I mean, like, no player is, they're human still at the end of the day.
Stephanie Reed left open. And Takash Kish. Or Dumbai.
U.S. heading into this game averaging 24 points in 25 minutes, 9 rebounds, almost a double-double for her in her 2 previous games.
We've seen more and more offensive rebounds helping Australia here in this later in the game. Taylor George off target there, but Australia with a 15-point lead. Still time for Hungary if they could. Oh, nice give and go. But again, that's one where maybe if she's feeling it today and feeling much better, or she's going to take that shot. Speaking of Dorka, good read by Turner. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Alex Fowler coming back into the game. Well, I think one thing that we do know, Shona, is that Australia is not getting any weaker. They've got some good young players.
Yeah.
Very impressed by Bibby and
Fowler.
They're going to be a force.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Wilson's one of those older players who has just recently
reached her best form, maybe.
Yeah.
They're missing that one. Here's Uhas.
Played for the first time last summer with the senior team. We
That's
talked
incredible.
about her 3-on-3, but
yeah.
The Asia Cup. So already gold medal for her. She joins the team, they get a gold medal. Her and Fowler.
Yeah, she's a winner. Rika Dumbai, short. And the offensive struggles for Hungary. And Kayla George running the floor well. And Tomat's going to come in. 17-point lead. And I can only imagine that some of the more veteran players are going to be coming out of the game as reality sets in for Hungary now. Alex Wilson, nice. Ayakusu, not expecting that one. Ayakusu goes out. Fowler, good D out on the perimeter. Dubé out. Takash Virak going at Smith, now gives it back to Dubé.
Takash Kish has had a good game today, in my opinion. I think she has played better and better as this tournament has gone on. But here's the substitution, Jeff. We see Dorka Uhas and Takash Kish head to the bench, and that might be the last time they play here today, as you need to get ready for tomorrow. We know that they play Argentina tomorrow, and then it's Turkey, right, on game day 5. So by no means a loss today by Hungary means their World Cup hopes are done, as they already have 1 win.
And that's a nice answer for Hungary. Good chance for Josipovic to make a mark here down this stretch, as well as Toruk. I think they need Toruk more than what she's been able to do in this tournament, because remember, she started in that opening game, just couldn't get anything going. Smith switches to the right hand. And the basketball goes back over to Hungary.
Josipovic, though, earning some serious playing time in this game, and I think a lot of that has to do about her performance at the end of the game against Canada.
Oh! Good take. So Lejlik will go to the line. Lejlik at DVTK Hunthorn plays for Coach Volge.
A few DVTK players on this team. You wonder when Josipovic is going to sign with a Euro Cup or a Euro League team in Hungary. I'm sure if she hasn't already, she's going to be on one of those teams soon.
But apparently she's at a really good spot at NKA. I was talking to somebody about that.
Okay.
Was it possible that she might be scouted by colleges? It's like, oh, she's in a great spot right now.
Oh, okay.
But all knocked out of bounds. I think the main thing, when you tell me you got to play, you need to play, don't you? Get minutes.
Getting minutes, absolutely. You don't want to go to a bigger club too early and, you know,
where it limits your opportunity
where it limits your opportunity to get playing experience. Because when you're young, you need meaningful playing experience to recruit. We've seen a lot of players, you know, make a decision to.
Dubé gets it up. Over to Borlase. I thought that was one thing that your club did when you were on the coaching staff at Basket Lawns, did really well, was get a lot of minutes for everybody, even in your league women games.
Yeah, yeah. I mean.
And that keeps everybody locked in, and everybody's developing, and everybody's growing. Nothing worse than not playing. It was inside to Fowler. Nice handoff from Fowler to Lionel Smith. It goes off the rim. Josipovic with the rebound. I would love to see Josipovic be able to post up and either go strong to the basket or hit a turnaround or something. Here she goes. Duel thought about giving it to her, and then great defense by Australia.
Another turnover. Duel just nowhere to go because Australia is so good defensively. No matter the lineup that Australia has on the court, that is something that they never, in my opinion, lack.
Right.
It's their defense.
Yeah, defense is the priority.
Yes.
Good pass down low to Torok, and nice reach from Melbourne. Torok catches, yep, good hands. Torok plays with NK as well, along with Josipovic and Dul. So timeout on the court. And because we don't mic up the coaches. So Takash Kish at Avenida in Spain is and then also Yvonne Turner playing here in Türkiye. Those are, and then also, sorry, they also have Juhas at Galatasaray. So only 3 of their players are playing outside of Hungary right now, which must have its benefits, I would imagine.
I think it has their benefits because you get to play with your national teammates during the professional season, and how can that not help your connection? And, you know, I think Hungary, kind of where they are as a national team, they're good. I think they can still improve, of course, and they're still healthy. They have good mix of veteran and young talent. And like you said, the majority of them play at home in Hungary. But throughout the last couple of years, I mean, we have DVTK, who have been in EuroLeague, who have made nice runs in EuroLeague as well. You have Sopron, who won the EuroLeague a couple of years ago. You have Gior, who has played in EuroLeague or Eurocup. They have a lot of teams playing at the biggest level in Europe. And that only helps when your teammates, they play with each other all year round.
Josipovic thought about launching it. Toman for 3, looks good. Well, that might be an unexplored option to an 11-point game here. Now it's Fowler. Gives it to Whitcomb. Whitcomb loses it. Toman, oh, nice dribble to get away from Melbourne, and Melbourne's just like a hawk. Gets right back on her. Dubé from the corner, and good rebound. Toman, she was in position for the rebound. It's going to be Australia basketball instead. Nope, okay, so some help. The referee Pezic says, nope, that ball went off of Australia. Josipovic, look at this. Here we go. That's what we like to see. And don't tell me that isn't tantalizing, because it is, and it's a 9-point game.
There that time, takes it off the step, and
Borlase.
well, if everyone loses to Australia, it's going to be better for everyone else in the group. I can tell you that right now, because points differential will not count against the Australians as, well, the response Borlase.
And that's a good call, because she's got her wrapped up as she comes right at her. I mean, that's what the referee's saying. Of course she's going to make that call. I know that's frustrating for Volgi. But unfortunately now you put a good shooter at the line, although she has missed a couple of free throws in this competition. She makes the first. Both free throws good. Hungary would like to finish strong, I think, to build some confidence before tomorrow. Nice bounce pass. Oh, it goes off of Josipovic. Oh, it does not. It went off of Australia, but you can see again where she has kind of like that Dorka Juhas type potential right here. See, that's a tough one for her to catch thrown at her feet.
Yeah. Got to throw it up, but she has a height advantage.
Ooh, nowhere to go. She's going to force her way and tries to hand it off to Josipovic. Nice no look, Borlase. Nice bounce pass, Borlase, Ayakuso. Wow, that was a thing of beauty.
I think Borlase has forced the issue a little bit offensively, especially driving to the basket just this game. And there, that time, she was aggressive, but here draws two defenders and finds Ayakuso wide open.
So Australia, their last two games are going to be against Türkiye. That'll be tomorrow. And then they will finish up against Canada. Argentina against Canada, huge game coming up next. I mean, two huge games coming up, followed by Japan, Türkiye. So Türkiye, so that's going to be a real challenge, isn't it? Real. Should be intense. I'm really curious to see how these teams, especially Argentina and Canada, having won in their last game, how are they going to come back?
I'm excited for the rest of our day. I think it's going to be some intense basketball, to say the least.
Well, you've played in many a Canada-Argentina game over the years as the Canada point guard.
A America's rivalry coming up after this one.
So basketball inbounded, Duel has it. And Hungary once again down by 13 points, under 3 minutes to go. Josipovic, moving.
Yeah.
Screen.
You saw it. Needs to get her feet set, but like you said, that's already her second foul that has been called against her. Similar. Her feet aren't set. She has to have her feet set. You can also blame the guard and say, you need to wait for me to get there. But, I mean, it's all about learning as well. As Josipovic has 4 fouls now. Still 2:40 left in the game. I'm sure Coach Bogie would like to try and keep her in the game.
Ayakuso fouled, and free throws for Australia, for Ayakuso. Yep, Duel with that. I could even see on the I could even see on the Australian bench, they're looking up at that Hungarian fan that's singing away, amused.
Well, we haven't seen Magbegor or Steph Talbot since they went out in the third quarter.
With injuries, yeah.
Hobbling a little bit. So Steph Talbot still has the ice.
Cautionary maybe?
On her face. Oh, absolutely. You're not going to take a risk. There's still 2 more games in this tournament.
Varga from downtown. Under 2 minutes to go. Toman with the foul. I guess if you're hungry, you got to try to take the positives out of this. Alana Smith going back to the line. So leading the way for Australia today, Magbegor, even though she hasn't played much, she's played 17 minutes, 14 points, 13 for Ayakuso. And 11 for Alana Smith.
Well, Magbegor, I'm sure, would have had a lot more than just 14 points had we seen her play more here in the second half. What I think was an off night offensively for Australia. We still have 8 Australians having scored for them.
Bullock spins, turns, goes up and scores and is fouled going to the line. I think she's part of the missing link in this team. They need her to.
Torek?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's very much undersized, especially going up against a team like Australia. And here we see the replay. Alana Smith just a little bit too aggressive there coming in. Help side. I don't think she needed to help Fowler as much as she did. It's called for swinging, trying to get the block. As Torek gets the 3-point play.
Reed bounce pass right into the hands of Varga. Dool fouled by Fowler in the backcourt. So coming out of the game. She's put in the effort today, that's for sure. And Dool, well. That's 1 of 2. So back to a 12-point game. Ordinarily, you would say Hungary have a chance. They've got to do this, they got to do that, but you just feel like it's just too much against Australia.
Yeah, I think they've hung around. It's not as though Australia have really blown out anyone except for Argentina. But if you're just looking at the stat sheet at the end of the game, or you see the score, you say, oh, well, Australia easily handled Argentina. That was not the case.
No chance.
And against Japan, it wasn't until the fourth quarter. I mean, Australia needed the fourth quarter in both their previous 2 games to pull off the win.
Yeah.
And, you know, talked about it a little bit in the first half. I do think consistency for 40 minutes has been lacking slightly for Australia. Today, obviously, we saw them with a lot of rare misses, as you get to see the stats there, the shooting percentages and the rebounds in this game for both the teams. And I mean, you know, this team, how much practice have they had? This is the first time this group of women for Australia have played together.
So it stands to reason they would get better as the tournament goes along.
Exactly. I think they'll get better as the tournament goes along, and it's also a good opportunity because maybe Beck Allen, we could be missing some people, but I think this Opals team is going to be very similar to what we see in the FIBA Women's World Cup, September in Berlin.
Going to checkpoint, Charlie, while you're there. If you go, look at that. Borlase lays it up and in.
Eight points now for Borlase. She's one of the exciting young talents the Opals have for the future.
Oh, nice play by Bibby. Final minute. 14-point advantage for the Opals. Torek Got where she
Nice
wanted
move,
to be.
Yeah. Lefty. Getting to her left side, just not able to finish.
Good hands from Rika Dumbai. Kayla George taking the quick jumper. Reed with the rebound. Thought about launching it. Fowler for three. Kayla George with another rebound. Nice spin, and Kayla gets the bucket. Duel, one last chance, and makes it over Bibby. And that is how we finish up. Australia go to 3-0 against Hungary, who dropped to 1-2 with a 71-58 victory. Again, this is Duel's last shot. This comes a little bit too late. 71-58, Australia win it over Hungary.
Quick look at the statistics. Australia end up shooting 44%, only 22 from the three-point line, excuse me. As I mentioned, not a great offensive output for either team. Australia second half out rebounding Hungary, as Hungary were up on them in that statistical category. What Hungary did do was take care of the ball in the second half. As we take a look at the top scorers, Takash Kish with 10, Magbigor 14. She would have had a lot more. Ayakuso coming off the bench, 13. Smith has 12. Whitcomb was not needed in the second half. All 12 of her points came in the first half. And I think the most important takeaway from this, as Hungary stayed around with Australia. It was not a blowout by any means. Most of the game was single digits. And I think you have to say we did a good job, especially considering our leader, our top scorer, Dorka Uaz, finishes the day with a single point, Jeff. She was averaging 24 points, 9 rebounds heading into this game. So it clearly was not her night, I guess you could say, her day. As, you know, I think she only played 20 minutes. She was 0 of 5. She did come up with her 7 rebounds. The positive is other people can score for Hungary. Can they score while also having your star, your all-star, your superstar, Dorka Uaz, score at the same time? Because you're going to need to do that in the next 2 games. But this competition is not over for Hungary. Remember that.
They definitely need Dorka Uaz to, okay, now we know other people can score and can play. Now they all need to do it all at the same time. I think the first half came at a bad time for Hungary. The end, the halftime rather, because they had the momentum. They were playing well. It also kind of felt, you know, it can be really tough playing Australia because they just don't give anything away, anything cheap.
Right.
So they're not going to help you. You have to earn everything. And again, that sequence with the unsportsmanlike foul, it did feel, not to say it was a bad call, but it felt like that was a moment that Hungary maybe didn't fully recover from. They did sort of, but Australia are just relentless, and you know, we've seen them take care of business basically.
Yep.
That was Duel's last shot of the game. Again, we'll get another look at it.
I think the most important thing is to remember this team already has 1 win in the competition. Their chances are still very much alive.
So Australia up at the top 3-0, Hungary 1-2, and full other 3 teams, Türkiye, Canada, and Argentina, all with 1 win. Argentina, Canada next, followed by Türkiye, Türkiye and Japan. So thanks for watching the first, and we hope that you'll join us for the next two coming up.
I'm going to need to see some W's in the chat.
And just seeing the teams who have already qualified for the World Cup: Australia, USA, Belgium, Germany, and Nigeria. Still have those 11 spots up for grabs in the 4 FIBA Women's World Cup qualifying tournaments.